Sidney Poitier understood the art of being an entertainer, and he delivered the goods consistently. When Sidney first started, the persona we think of as Sidney Poitier did not exist. In fact, it was the opposite. Inception of cinema. You had the kind of vile racist stereotyping that came out of Birth of a Nation, which became a template for Hollywood, where at best, black people are stupid, and at worst, they are evil. And him single-handedly smashing that image with his intelligence and courage and nobility and elegance in movie after movie after movie was amazing.
How about you? You too been a man? Don't you see no stars gleaming that you can't reach out and grab?
He had the voice, he had the height, he had the looks, he had the bearing, but more importantly, he had the will to back it up. He was a very courageous man, for real.
I am artist, man. I am an awful lot of things, so I wish you would pay me the respect due.
He wasn't just playing that guy, he was that guy.
You were pretty sure of yourself, ain't you, Virgil? Virgil, that's a funny name for a boy that comes from Philadelphia. What do they call you up there?
They call me Mr. Tibbs.
The partnership between Jewison and Sidney in that movie is incredible, because clearly he knew what he had. And Sidney had built a body of work at this point. So, he had established himself as a brand. But if you're going to say, what are the three movies that kind of define peak Sidney? It is those three movies that came out in the summer of 1967, To Serve with Love, In the Heat of the Night, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? And In the Heat of the Night and The Slap is the moment of moments. It's not just the physical response, although the timing of it is perfect, because before you can even respond in full anger that Sidney Poitier had been slapped, pow, he hits him right back. And you're like, whoa, okay. But equally important is the cutaway to Sidney afterward. His complete indignation that this racist would have the nerve to assault him. And that long look, and the fact that, Norman took his time. No, leave it to the moment alone. Just let him stare him down like, I know you ain't got no more for me. And he does not. And then when he walks out, then who takes control of the scene is the butler. Because the butler, who's I'm sure had to suffer countless indignities working for this man, takes a moment, and his look, his contempt for his boss. Anyway, it's an extraordinary moment.
Sit down.
The script appealed to him because being a teacher is something that is part of who he is as a person. And I just think that it was a natural fit for him. And he had an incredible intuitive sense of what the culture needed at any given time.
We are all going to observe certain courtesies in this classroom. You will call me Sir or Mr. Thackeray. The young ladies will be addressed as Miss, the boys by their surnames.
But yes, he gives a warmth there because he knows these kids who think they know everything are still not remotely fully baked, and that he believes in his mission, that he can change the lives of these kids. And that's why I think you have the warmth and the playfulness, because he knows it's not too late.
I'm a volcano. I'm a giant, and I'm surrounded by ants. Ants who don't even know what I'm talking about. How's that?
Raisin in the Sun is a really important film for a lot of reasons. One, it captures one of the most important pieces of Black theater, Broadway theater, period, with the original cast. Immediately after they had just had this enormously successful Broadway run, national run, and we get to see it exactly as it was.
I think you better get down and go to school, man.
It's a film that is almost entirely about Black people, right? And so much of Sidney's work, particularly his early work, is all about black-white relations.
Nothing to give them but stories. Like on how rich white people live, eh?
Eat your eggs, Wally.
Damn these eggs.
Raising the Sun is an exception in that regard. This is about contemporary black life, the complications and dynamics of different class conflicts, different generational conflicts. It's a beautifully nuanced piece of work that absolutely stands the test of time. So Sidney knows it's important. It allowed him to grow as an actor. When you see his explosive performance throughout the film, it's incredible, and he's so physical. As he says, I'm a giant among ants. Yes, that's exactly right. You are. So we're so lucky to have it because we get to see the original cast of the play. It's an amazing work of art that has stood the test of time. I think it's really important to see Sidney Poitier movies in a theater because he wasn't making little art films. These aren't little precious things. These are crowd pleasers. Yes, these are movies with a message, but they are fun. They are fun popcorn movies, and you should experience that. You'll get another level of understanding that you won't get sitting at home watching it on your desktop computer.
I believe that my life has had more than a few wonderful, indescribable turns. I've come a long way. I really have come a very, very long way.
All I can say is a very special thank you.